Good morning and welcome to Multiply Mornings. My name's Dan and today we're breaking down the stories from across the web, including this massive story about voter fraud, fixing the election. It's all here. Stay tuned. Alright, that's right. We're kicking off today with a story that's been breaking by the Veritas Project. If you haven't heard about this, it's a series of videos being put out by this YouTube channel who went undercover, I guess you'd say, these dark level of the DNC to admit kind of some of the stuff they're doing to sway this election. Several things as inciting violence at rallies. The 69-year-old woman who was attacked with CIDP and everything, and that was one of their people that they had put in place and taught how to get into that position, getting fraudulent voters to vote across the United States, so on and so forth. It's a really horrible video that breaks down so much of what's going on, and really a lot of what's been going on, these people are openly taking credit for in these videos that were shot secretly. They're talking about being the dark line that kind of sews all of the DNC together. I mean, I don't know, it's a very frightening video. If you haven't watched them, I'll link to their channel down below. Make sure you check it out. I mean, I don't know how much, I don't have cable news, so I don't know how much mainstream media is taking this on, but I can tell you it's frightening to hear. These are people openly saying it. Two of the people have already been removed or stepped down from positions already just in the last couple days since this has been released, and they continue to release videos of all this. It's really horrible to hear, though, this unfortunate event, these people taking advantage of the system, taking advantage of everything, and really putting us to suffer. You know, I think this is horrible. I mean, now there's no direct link that they can prove so far to the Clinton campaign, though there's even a point in the first video where the guy talked about that there's a double blind, essentially, where this can't get back to the DNC, this can't get back to Hillary Clinton, but there he is saying it directly. So it's a very, very horrible situation. I'm glad it's coming out because, you know, it's stuff that we need to know. I mean, there's so many things they talked about, things that cause humongous changes. A lot of the rallies and stuff that we're hearing of people revolting against Trump, somewhat are now being pushed towards this group who is doctoring it, who's making it up, who's doing this. And so it's very frightening. Let me know in your comments down below. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Are you as concerned as I am about this? I mean, I think it's just horrible to hear, horrible to think about, and I'm truthfully worried about what's going to be the outcome here in a few weeks as the election nears. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment down below. And moving on to our next story, a little bit lighter fun for the day. DeLorean, the car made famous by Back to the Future, is being remade. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff where you can reserve a car. They haven't even said how much the car is going to cost yet. It's really early, but they're getting ready to make the DeLorean again, so it's possible that you maybe could order yourself your very own DeLorean. DeLoreans are cool, a little bit outdated, never been my style, quite honestly, but it is kind of fun to think about this being remade. What's it going to look like? How much is it going to cost is the other big question, though, because it was not actually a very good car. The 89 or whatever 0.9 miles per hour that it took for a Back to the Future movie was because that was actually the top speed of the DeLorean, so it's obviously not very fast. Sure, hopefully they'll make some improvements to make it a little more modern, but it's going to be interesting to see that, guys. And moving on to our, so moment of the day. If you have not heard about this, is an Arab man from the United Arab Emirates who got married while on his honeymoon. Essentially is what I'm understanding from the article. He is on his honeymoon. His wife and him are swimming in the ocean. While they're doing this, his wife's makeup gets washed off and he immediately leaves her. He literally divorces her, refuses to see her anymore. Now this is like, what? Oh my goodness, this is bad, but it gets a little bit worse. So here's a little more clarity to what happened here. So this lady's swimming with her husband. It washed up and reveals that she has plastic surgery scars all over her face. She literally is not the woman who he married or who he thought he married. Now, it is horrible to think about this, but she had not told him anything. I'm not saying I approve of the divorce by any means, but I guess it makes a little more sense. It's really kind of bad all the way around that he just left her. It's also bad that she disguised herself from her husband. At least let you know that, hey, I didn't like this about myself. I don't know, something other than just to like, that moment would be the worst moment ever to have that acknowledged or come out. Horrible story, but something that's a reality. So I'll link that in the description down below with all the other stories from the day. Let me know what you're thinking down below about them all. Moving on to our video of the day. Now the video of the day today is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the teaser and official first trailer is out now. I'll link those also down below. Looks good. Looks like it's going to be more of the same kind of fun that we got from the first movie. I'm excited to see a little bit more and find out more about this movie. So check that out in the link down below. And guys, moving on to our final bit here, the focus. Now, today's focus, I want to talk about timing. In fact, I've talked about God's timing many times before on this channel. I think it's something that ever so often we need to be reminded of. I know myself included that sometimes I just feel like time stands still. Sometimes I just want to be progressing forward. I want to get to the next phase, and have things to make multimedia better, to make my life better, to do more things for God, to do all these things, but it seems like they take so long. I've been reading Job still. I've been in there diving into what's going on there and just hearing about this struggle he's having. And I tell you what, as I look at Job and I look at that and I look at the Bible as a whole, you have to realize that God's time is not necessarily our time. And what I mean is that sometimes I want things to happen now. I know I wanted to leave Kirksville for a very long time where I was from. I wanted to leave since I was in like 6th grade. I was ready to leave. I used to go out every night and look for my dad in new churches because I just wanted to be out of there. I remember this so clearly, but then I realized that when I was 20 years old, I met a beautiful young woman named Hannah Gephardt who walked into my door of my church, and I fell in love with her pretty much instantly. The whole time stop thingy, that moment in time. And all that would have been not happened if I would have left when I was in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, all until I was 20 years old. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes God's timing is not what our perfection would be, but in actuality, it's better than what we would think it would be. Because I couldn't think about spending my life with anyone else besides Judah, but in the same sense, right now I think to myself, man, why isn't this happening? But there's something coming that's going to spark this. There's something coming in your life that's going to make it make sense. And no matter how hard your moment is right now, whether it's dealing with loss or financial issues or so much more that could be coming against you, the reality is God's still God and God's still in control, and His time is truly perfect. I'm going to leave you guys there today. I appreciate it. I know this was a shorter video, not a ton to talk about. Definitely check out the links to those videos I talked about because they are very educational and impactful, something you definitely need to be aware of. If you like today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. And thank you guys as always for checking us out. God bless, and I will see you tomorrow.